So we're starting the Black Cat, written by Edgar Allan Poe. Tomorrow I die. Tomorrow I die, and today I want to tell the world what happened, and thus perhaps free my soul from the horrible weight which lies upon it. But listen, listen, and you shall hear how I have been destroyed. It's something like someone is going to be hanged. Someone is going to be hanged, and he's confessing actually what happened to his soul, and what was the crime he did in his life, and he's trying to confess that. When I was a child, I had a natural goodness of soul which led me to love animals. So this guy who is confessing the story, he was an animal lover.
Animal lover.
All kinds of animals, but especially those animals we call pets, animals which have learned to live with man, and I shared their homes with them. There's something in the love of these animals which speaks directly to the heart of the man who has learned from experience how uncertain and changeable is the love of other men. I was quite young when I married. You will understand the joy I felt to find that my wife shared with me my love for animals. It's meaning that both the husband and the wife, they used to love animals. So they had a very good connection with the animals. Quickly she got for us several pets of the most likable kind. We had birds, some goldfish, fine dog, and a cat. The cat was a beautiful animal of unusually large size and entirely black. I named the cat Pluto, and it was the pet I liked best. What is the name of the cat?
Pluto.
I alone fed it, and it followed me all around the house. It was even with difficulty that I stopped it from following me through the streets. So, what is the cat doing actually? What does the cat do? It keeps following the owner. Our friendship lasted in this manner for several years, during which, however, my own character became greatly changed. I began to drink too much wine and other strong drinks. What did the man do? What happened? He started to drink wine, alcohol, and he's becoming an alcoholic. As the days passed, I became less loving in my manner. I became quick to anger. I forgot how to smile and laugh. My wife, yes, and my pets too, all except the cat, were made to feel the change in my character. One night I came home quite late from the inn. From where? From the inn. He came from the bar, drinking too much, where I now spent more and more time drinking. Walking with uncertain step, I made my way with effort into the house. Meaning that while he was trying to enter at the home, he was finding it difficult because he was totally drunk. And he lost his sense almost. As I entered, I thought I saw that Pluto the cat was trying to stay out of my way to avoid me. Why was he feeling disturbed? The Pluto was avoiding him. But before that, how was Pluto been with him actually? He's following. He was so accompanied. He was being so friendly with the owner. But right now, it seems that Pluto doesn't love him that much, and that causes him trouble right now. This action by an animal which I had thought still loved me made me angry beyond reason. My soul seemed to fly from my body. I took a small knife out of my coat and opened it. So what did he do? He took a small I took a small knife out of my coat and opened it. Then I took the poor animal by the neck, and with the one quick movement, I cut out one of its fear-filled eyes. What did he do? He took the knife out of his coat and just entered into the socket of the eye of the cat and peeled it off. Slowly the cat got well. The whole whereas I had been was not a pretty thing to look at, it's true, but the cat no longer appeared to suffer any pain. Now look at the reaction of this guy actually. He's saying that the cat day by day got well and he feels no pain anymore. As I might expected, however, it ran from me in fear whenever I came near. Why should it not run? Yet this did not fail. Yes, this did not fail to anger me. I felt growing inside myself a new feeling. Who hasn't 100 times found himself doing wrong, doing some evil thing for no other reason than because he knows he should not? Aren't we humans at all times pushed, ever driven in some unknown way to break the law just because we understand it to be the law? One day in cold blood, I tried a strong rope around the cat's neck. What did he do? Now he tied a strong rope around the neck of the cat, and taking it down into the cellar under the house, I hung it from one of the wood beams above my head. And what did he do? He took it, near the house there was a big tree, and he hung the cat above a branch of the tree. Okay? So what's going to happen to the cat? Obviously it's going to die, right? Yeah. I hung it there until it was dead. I hung it there until it was dead. I hung it there with tears in my eyes. I hung it because I knew it had loved me. Because I felt it had given me no reason to hurt it. Because I knew that my doing so was a wrong so great, a sin so deadly that it would place my soul forever outside the reach of the love of God. Instant, what he says that I hung it because I knew it had loved me. What does it mean? I let it hang on the tree knowing that it loves me, meaning that you are letting your beloved to be hanged on a tree, and you know that he loves you, and you know that the relationship you had was quite good, but still you allowed him to hang, and still he knows that the torment he's providing, he's giving to that animal, and the God is going to punish him. And he says that, that I'm sure that the love of God will be outside of the reach, meaning that he's not going to receive the love of God. That same night, as I lay sleeping, I heard through my open window the cries of our neighbors. I jumped from my bed and found that the entire house was filled with fire. It was only with great difficulty that my wife and I escaped. What happened the next day? The whole house caught fire. Okay? The next day, the whole house, his house, caught fire. And somehow, it was only with great difficulty that my wife and I escaped. And when we were out of the house, all we could do was stand and watch it burn to the ground. The whole house is burning, and they are witnessing it. I thought of the cat as I watched it burn. The cat whose dead body I had left hanging in the cellar. It seemed almost that the cat had, in some mysterious way, caused the house to burn so that it could make me pay for my evil act, so that it could take revenge upon me. What is he feeling? When you commit a sin, when you commit an error, if something wrong happens with you, you feel what? It happened due to that sin. Right? So the man, who killed the cat, now he's thinking, because his house has caught fire, he's thinking that the house has caught fire. Because why? Because he had the cat. He killed the cat, right? And he says that, I know that the cat wants to take revenge. Months went by, and I could not drive the thought of the cat out of my mind. One night, I sat in the inn, drinking as usual. In the corner, I saw a dark object that I had not seen before. When he was drinking in the inn, he sees something is moving, a dark object. How was the cat look like actually? The cat black, right? So it was moving, something he had seen. It's like the ghost of the cat actually is saying. I went over to see what it could be. It was a cat almost exactly like Pluto. Exactly like what? Pluto. I touched it with my hand and petted it, passing my hand softly along its back. The cat rose and pushed its back against my hand. Suddenly I realized that I wanted the cat. I offered to buy it from the innkeeper, but he claimed he had never seen the animal before. From a deep concentration. What was the owner saying? He says that he sees the cat, the same cat almost, and he goes to the innkeeper, that is the owner of the inn. He says that I want to buy that cat. and the innkeeper is replying to you that I had never seen this cat before. It's not my animal. As I left the inn, it followed me. When he was leaving the inn, the cat started to follow him, and I allowed it to do so. It soon became a pet of both my wife and myself again. It became a pet of. The morning after, I brought it home. However, I discovered that this cat, like Pluto, had only one eye. How many eyes? One eye. How was it possible that I hadn't noticed this the night before? And he's saying that I didn't notice it yesterday. When he was in the inn, he didn't notice that. This fact only made my wife love the cat more. His wife has started to love this cat more. Why? Thinking that it's the same Pluto they had lost, right? But I myself found a feeling of dislike growing in me. Why? Because he killed the previous one, and the same cat is at the home. It's feeling now, right now, he's becoming more evil right now. Because he's thinking that, come on, I killed it with my own hand. How come it's again at the home? Meaning that the cat wants to take revenge on me. So I need to do something before it does something to me. What happens now? It followed me everywhere, always. When I sat, it lay down under my chair. When I stood up, it got between my feet and nearly made me fall. Wherever I went, it was always there. At night, I dreamed of it, and I began to hate the cat. One day, my wife called to me from the cellar of the old building where we were now forced to live. As I went down the stairs, the cat followed me as always, ran under my feet, and nearly threw me down. In sudden anger, I took a knife and struck well at the cat. Quickly, my wife put out her hand and stopped my arm. This only increased my anger, and without thinking, I turned and put the knife's point deep into her heart. She fell to the floor and died without a sound. Yes. He was after killing whom? The cat. He took the knife, and his wife wanted to protect him. But while his wife wanted to protect him, it grew him more anger, and he just, stabbed where? Into the heart. I spent a few moments looking for the cat, but it was gone. And I had other things to do, for I knew I must do something with the body, and quickly. Now he's afraid of the body, the dead body, right? Sometimes it needs to be healed. Suddenly I noted a place in the wall of the cellar where stones had been added to the wall to cover an old fireplace which was no longer wanted. The walls were not very strongly built, and I found I could easily take down those stones. Behind them there was, as I knew, there must be a hole just big enough to hold the body. With much effort, I put the body in and carefully put the stones back in their place. What did he do? Actually, there was a fireplace. Something like, there was a big wall for the fireplace. So he kept the dead body here, and then he just went on with the bricks. He hid it with the bricks. And when he hid it with the bricks, means that he built another wall so that the dead body can be hidden. Read this line. With much effort, I put the body in and carefully put the stones back in their place. I was pleased to see that it was quite impossible for anyone to know that a single stone had been removed. How he had done it? No one can trace it out, that anything is there inside that stone. It's something like, have you seen that in the movie? You've seen like the wall is just, the wall is absolutely fine. But when you do something like that, there is a hole, and there is a shortcut door, or the treasure door, where you can get inside and you find all the treasure. It's something like, I think at the house of the criminals, you will always find that there is a exit gate, secret gate, so that he can get into the gate and he can just get out from the police. So this guy did the same thing. He hid the dead body. Now, days passed, still there was no cat. A few people came and asked about my wife, but I answered them easily. Then one day several officers of the police came, certain that they could find nothing. I asked them in and went with them as they searched. Finally, they searched the cellar from end to end. Now the police investigation team came and they were looking in the cellar, and they didn't find anything at all. But the problem of the killer is that he's always overconfident. Look how he get caught. But as they started up the stairs again, I felt myself driven with some unknown inner force to let them know, to make them know that I had won the battle. The walls of this building, I said, are very strongly built. It's a fine old house. And I stuck with my stick that every place in the wall behind, which was the body of my wife. Immediately I felt a cold filling up and down my back as we heard coming out of the wall itself a horrible cry. And what he was doing actually, he was speaking with the officers, and he said that this house is built, it's an old house, and built very specially, and with the stick he was just knocking everywhere, right? And suddenly a sound came. What is the sound? The sound of a cat. Okay? The sound of a cat, a crying sound. For one short moment, the officers stood looking at each other. Then quickly they began to pick at the stone. And in the short time, they saw before them the body of my wife, black with dried blood and smelling of decay. On the body's head, its one eye filled with fire, its wide open mouth, the color of blood, said the cat, crying out its revenge. মাথার উপর কে বসেছিল? The cat. Yeah, that is the crying out its revenge. That's the end of the story. Let's stop the report.